A character analysis of Abigail Williams from The Crucible by Arthur Miller.
You're pulling heaven down and raising up a whore.
John Proctor says this quote in reference to Abigail. Abigail lusts over John due to a previous affair that they had, and she would like to marry him. However, this is a problem because John is already married to Elizabeth. Abigail Williams' significance in The Crucible is that she basically is what runs the witch trials. She was the first to accuse anyone. She was the first to start the group of girls that accused everyone. She was the main voice in the crowd of girls that were screaming and passing out and faking all these demonic possessions and saying that people's spirits were cast out, etc. Abigail is motivated by her lust for John Proctor, her jealousy of his wife Elizabeth, and the power she wields over the people of Salem. Her decision to lie and accuse innocent people of witchcraft causes mass hysteria for a small amount of time, a mob mentality, and the unjustified hangings and arrests of dozens of citizens. Quotes that back this up would be, "Give me a word, John, a soft word," which is proving Abigail's lust towards John, of her asking for him to basically sweet talk her. She, in reference to Elizabeth, is a cold sniveling woman and you bend to her. This is Abigail trying to convince John that Elizabeth isn't right for him, that she is unkind, uncaring, and he should be with her and not Elizabeth. Why do you never wonder if Paris be innocent or Abigail? This is John Proctor saying that he's questioning the jurisdiction of Abigail and the girls in the witch trial when they are convicting others based on what they called spectral evidence, which is evidence that can only be proven to the victim or Abigail. Abigail's decision to start convicting people that were in the highest class of the Salem community and not seen as witches caused her credibility and fame to diminish, as well as the mob mentality that it had on the lower class people. Her fame diminished to where nobody wanted to be associated with her, and her decision to convict Elizabeth, whom Mary Warren, which was one of the girls in the group that was convicting everyone, along with Abigail and the other girls in the Salem community, to turn against Abigail, causing the distrust of Abigail's words, come back to her by saying that she was correct and that John Proctor, whom Abigail wanted to keep safe so she could have him after the trials, to be sentenced to hanging due to the court thinking that he is a witch. A quote that backs this up would be Mary pointing at John Proctor and saying, "You're the devil's man," basically condemning him. Abigail changes very little throughout the play, but one way that she does change is instead of pushing when things aren't going to her plan, which would be an example of that would be in Act 3, line 788 to 790, which is basically her not wanting to reply to a question, which the question is Judge Danforth asking if she is lying about all the accusations, her saying that it's a stupid question and that they should trust her accusations. She instead steals her Uncle Paris's money and runs away, and in short, she basically changes from being pushy and being somebody who she thought could never ever be turned down to running away from all of her problems before she had the repercussions from her lying about all these other people. Some quotes that back this up is, "If I must answer that, I will leave and I will not come back again," which this is Abigail telling the court that if she has to answer answer to "Are you lying?" that she will not come back because she should be trusted. Some other ones are evidence of her running away is "My niece, sir, my niece. I believe she has vanished," which is Paris saying that Abigail has run away with all of her money. And then Abigail not wanting everyone else in the town to realize that she is lying and that all the girls are lying about all these accusations, was Reverend Hale saying, "It's a lie, they're innocent," which is him telling the court that the people accused are not witches. Abigail, fueled by her jealousy of Elizabeth, tried to accuse dozens to achieve personal gain. When her words were doubted, she realized things weren't going as planned, and instead of pushing the back to the courts, the doubt that the courts had for her caused the assumed hanging of John Proctor, and she runs away to prevent the repercussions to herself. The play is relevant still today due to the mass hysteria and fear-mongering that still goes on today around the world. It shows as a reminder to how these things only cause unneeded paranoia and deaths and imprisonments. The end. The credits are me, Lela Manus, art and content, Evan Lindsay filming and quotes, Brandon Hurd quotes and slide pulling.